My name is Allison, and I'm a former home-based baker turned retail bakery shop owner. And it wasn't that long ago when I was running my bakeries that I was finding myself getting overstressed and overworked while trying to work in my business and at the same time work on my business. So I found ways to save time, save money, and have more freedom. And I'm here to share those tips with you so that you can grow your side hustle into the baking business of your dreams. Hey everyone, welcome to Hot Topics Live. It's Monday at 2 p.m. Central, and you guys know what that means. It's time to take 15 minutes out of your day to learn a new business tip for your home baking business. Now, this is being recorded on Monday of Thanksgiving week, and I know that you guys are busy baking right now. This is quite possibly one of the busiest baking days of the year. So if you managed to take a little bit of time out of your busy schedule, then an extra sugar-covered flowery thank you for being here, because I know how busy you guys are this week. So thank you for joining. And today's Hot Topics Live, where I'm going to be sharing my favorite home bakery startup resources for beginning sellers. And I know that during this time of year, if you're already selling, you're busy baking and wondering how you're going to make it all work. But if you can remember back when you weren't selling yet, how holidays like this would come up and it would just make you feel like, gosh, I want to be selling my baked goods. I'm just really ready to launch my baking business. I see the other bakers doing it. I'm baking my best recipes for my friends and family. And it would just make me so happy to be able to do this as a side hustle or even as a full-time job. So remember, if you are selling, remember what that felt like. I'm going to share some tips, my favorite resources. And if you are one of those bakers who is not selling this year, then this Hot Topics Live is going to be especially helpful for you, just to help you identify what some of those first steps are. So before we jump into today's content, I do want to say, I did mention a special shout out to everyone who's baking today. Over on my Instagram at Better Baker Club, I posted in my stories an option to share your best-selling item or the thing that you're baking the most of right now. So I'd love for you to jump on over to my Instagram and share a picture of what it is that you're baking. Now I'm doing that over on my Instagram because we do have we are streaming this into YouTube, and not everybody can jump on Facebook. So of course, if you're in the Facebook community, then we've got a fun post this week with just sort of an emoji for your status update on how you're doing today. But if you can't jump into the Facebook group and comment, then go on over to my Instagram and show me what you're working on by uploading a picture into my story. It'll be so fun to see everybody's creations in there at the end of the day. So today's topic is actually perfect timing for the Black Friday deal of the day special that I have going on all week. And if you've been following me on Instagram or here on Facebook or on my email list, I've been talking about this because it's such an exciting way for me to share some products that might help you where you're at right now at an exceptionally low price. So I'm just wrapping up an amazing year here at Better Baker Club, and I'm really happy to be able to offer these fantastic prices on some of these digital products so that you can get access to them and start making those leaps and strides in your business, so that, fast forward a year, you can meet your goals and really have this baking business of your dreams. That's what we're here for. So this morning in the Facebook group, a reader asked She says, "Hi, everyone. I'm wanting to start selling baked treats for the holidays, but I have no idea where to start." She said the state that she's in and she wants to bake out of her home. Are there certain licenses I have to have or anything to be able to sell out of my home or at vendor events? And I'm so happy to see you asking that question in this group, because this is the best place to be to start to get answers for that kind of stuff. So some of the bakers in this group are already selling, but there's a lot of people here who are just looking for ideas, information, and where to start. So today we're going to be kind of breaking that down. So I mentioned this Black Friday deal of the day, and I'm actually going to attempt to share my screen here on this live because I want to show you what today's deal of the day is. But first, I'll tell you a little backstory. So I've been doing this Better Baker Club for about 2.5 years now. And some of you found me through the blog. Some of you found me through this Facebook group. And it all has kind of come together in a beautiful way, an incredible way. But the very first digital course that I created was this home bakery regulations course, which walks you through the process of learning your state cottage food laws and getting your home licensed, getting all your permits, and understanding what your obligations are. Because the reason I started with that is because when I was first starting my home bakery, I didn't have those resources. And I started mine 18 years ago. So it wasn't like we could jump on Google and just look it up or even know whose advice was reliable and who was, maybe not well informed. I unknowingly broke many rules and regulations in the beginning as I was learning. And my goal was always to build this really stable bakery that I could create a full-time income with. So I wasn't interested in breaking the rules. I wasn't knowingly deciding, I'm going to put a piece of commercial equipment in my kitchen, in my home kitchen. I don't care what the rules are. I need it. That wasn't the case. It was just that I didn't have the information that I needed. So when I started the Better Baker Club, I thought the very first thing that I'm going to do is to help people who were in the same situation that I was in 18 years ago, which is, having a reliable resource for knowing exactly what to do. And so that is how that first course came to be, Home Bakery Regulations. I made it 2 years ago, and I sort of set it and forget it. But lately I've gone back, I've re-recorded all of the videos, I've updated the workbook, which is awesome. It's just sort of a great, nice place to start because not only do you learn every step of the way in a sort of a guided research type of situation, but I feel like it's really encouraging. And that's the feedback that I get from bakers a lot too. It's really positive and supportive and encouraging. And I don't, it's just down to earth. If you know me, that's my approach. So that is the context of the Home Bakery Regulations course. Now that's the backstory of the course. And how does that fit into today's Black Friday deal? Well, I went in, I dusted it off, I updated everything because trust me, those beginning videos were not very good. If anybody in the group was in the first version of that digital course, I'm sorry for how awkward I sounded. I've gotten a lot more used to talking in front of a camera now, and I re-recorded those videos so that you feel more comfortable too. That wasn't really my personality. It was just, how you are when you're first starting something new. It's very awkward. So I re-recorded this Home Bakery Regulations course, and then I added more resources. So as I had students going through the course, they would ask me things like, could you help me decide if I need business insurance or not? And how do I know whether I should be an LLC or a sole proprietor? And what are the first steps to registering? And a lot of questions that weren't in my original home bakery regulations course have now been added. And so this is a giant bundle of resources. So what I'm going to attempt to do right now, I don't do this very often on this platform, but I am going to share my screen with you all right now in the hopes of, there we go. You should be able to, let's see, I'm not sure if that's going to work or not. What I'd like to do is show you this Black Friday deal in deal of the day. But the technology is just a little off here. There we go. Okay, so I'm hoping that you can see the Black Friday deal of the day. And you know what? We're not gonna do that. It's too much technology right now. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about it. How about that? So this bundle, as I said, is the newly updated home bakery regulations course. And it's perfect for anybody who's trying to create a solid business foundation. Like I said, I knew that I was interested in creating a business that I could grow and rely on. So I wanted to make sure I was doing everything on the up and up. I knew that I wanted to eventually turn it into a full-time income. So I wasn't interested in cutting any corners. And I know for many people, no matter how you got started selling your baked goods, you might have just been testing the waters a little bit just to see if you liked it. So you maybe have sold a few things, but now you want to go back and get relicensed or get licensed, learn a few things that you didn't know before. This course is perfect for bakers who are already selling but didn't get the legal paperwork taken care of when they first started. It's also good for anybody who's in the planning stages, knowing that this time next year, I definitely want to be selling, hopefully even sooner than that. So that's who this course is really designed for. And it really walks you through the process of getting your business official. So going through this guided research approach, as you all know, every state has a different set of regulations. So you might be wondering, how do you do that? How do you help bakers start up their businesses if it's different in every state? Well, inside this course, I'm going to teach you the framework of what categories you need to look for. And then we go through this workbook style, step by step, with some support along the way so that you are learning your own state regulations with some guidance so that you find reliable sources. And so that is how you can be in Texas or Florida or California and still have this course work for you. I've had hundreds of students go through the program and they all come out of it saying, I feel so prepared now. I feel so prepared to really tackle growing my business. So then I added several other elements to this bundle to make it more relevant, answering some of the questions that people asked when they first took the course. Anything that I didn't answer the first time around. So some of the things that I've added are on a whole training on naming your business. And picking the name for your business is not quite as simple as, saying Allison's Sweets and Treats. There's some research that goes into it. There's an order of events, and then there's some registering of your name. And so I walk you through that process as well. And many of you have heard my story of how I named my business One Thing, went on national TV on the Food Network, got a lot of exposure, and then found out that another business had the same name as mine, went through a very expensive kind of back and forth process of trying to determine who had legal use of the name. And then I eventually ended up changing it. And so again, this is one of those things that I would like to help you avoid. So that training is really relevant. And I use my kind of personal stories to help you understand the process of naming and protecting your business. I walk you through deciding whether you want to be a sole proprietor, an LLC, and then provide resources to help you do either. And then newly added is a business insurance training. And there is also a bakery business plan workbook. So literally everything you need to lay down that foundation of your business so that you can go on to getting your first sales. If you've already had a few sales, this is still relevant. You can be selling while you're working on some of this stuff as well. So I'm going to drop in the chat the link to check out the deal of the day. I forgot to tell you guys the price. This is the best part. The best part is the value of this. If you added up the course and each one of the trainings, the naming your business, LLC and sole proprietor training, business insurance training, and the bakery business plan workbook, it would add up to $179 if you bought it a la carte. But today, because I am celebrating this amazing year that I've had and offering some incredible deals, today until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, you can get it for $29 for the whole bundle. This is the deal of the day. So it expires at 6 a.m. Tomorrow, I'll have a different deal. And if you want to grab today's deal of the day and brush up on any of those things, your licensing, your permits, your business structure, your business name, your business insurance, all of these things, planning your business and laying down this solid foundation, then check out the link that I'm going to drop in the comments. And I'll also try to link it in the description of today's video as well. So you have 24 hours to get that $29 price on the home bakery regulations or the home bakery bundle. This is just a startup bundle. So back to the comment that I found in our Facebook group asking, what should I do? I have no idea where to start. Are there certain licenses and anything I need to know about? So all of your questions would be answered in this training. I feel really confident that this bundle will make you feel really ready for the next step. And if you're curious what the next step is after you would go through this bundle, the digital course where I teach you your home bakery regulations according to state, and then each one of those 4 different modules that I talked about, your next step is going to be setting up the structure of your business, which is what we cover in Bake Better Academy. So it's really like getting you ready to sell. And it's just, I think from everybody who's been through the program, they are all feeling super prepared. So I am going to go ahead and drop that link in the description as well as in the comments, and really just encourage you guys that if this is you, that if you're feeling like I really want in 2023, I want my home bakery business to be legit so I can grow on that. And you're never going to find it cheaper than this. So this is your sign. This is your opportunity to grab this special offer. You may be feeling like totally crazy this time of year. You don't have to start the course right now. You can start the course in January if you want, or when you have a break from work between Christmas and the new year. You have lifetime access to it, so you can watch it whenever you want. You might not get around to watching it until March, but grab it now on today's deal of the day price. So everything that I wrapped up in that training is how I launched my business 18 years ago. And I have never looked back. It was the best decision of my life to launch my own home bakery business. And it changed my life in ways that I just could never have anticipated. So if you're in those beginning stages, this is a great resource for you. All right, so let me know what comments or questions you have in the comments. And don't forget to vote on or contribute to the 2 polls that I have going on inside the Facebook group. Let me know how your baking is going today with your emoji status update. And if you're watching this over on Instagram or over on YouTube, then jump onto my Instagram and share an upload of what you're baking today. All right, everyone, happy baking week. And I will see you same time next week, Monday, 2 p.m. Central Time for the next edition of Hot Topics Live. Happy baking, everyone.